The fate of accused murderer David Ray Taylor is now in the hands of the jury. Both sides presented closing arguments this morning, and the jury started deliberations at about 1:30 this afternoon. KZI 9 News reporter Na Wynn joins us live in the studio now with what each side had to say. Na?
Matt, the family of 22-year-old Celestino Gutierrez, the victim in this case, was in the courtroom this morning crying throughout the whole ordeal. But the man facing charges, 58-year-old David Ray Taylor, stared straight ahead, not showing much emotion. Actual closing arguments took about 2 hours, and now the fate of Gutierrez's alleged murder is in the hands of the jury. 58-year-old David Ray Taylor faces more than 30 different charges, all stemming back to August 2012 when 22-year-old Celestino Gutierrez didn't return home. Prosecutors say Taylor enlisted 2 accomplices to lure Gutierrez from a bar, torturing and killing him so they could steal his car for a bank robbery. They allege this was all Taylor's doing.
He's the one in charge of this entire crime, this series of crimes, this criminal enterprise that he's engaged in as, I guess, his profession, frankly. He's in charge.
But Taylor's attorneys argued otherwise, questioning the prosecution's testimonies.
But the judge will also instruct you this: the testimony of an accomplice witness should be viewed with distrust.
Saying prosecutors failed to prove Taylor is directly responsible for Gutierrez's death.
The murder charges require you to know what went on inside that residence and who had the specific intent and who actually did these things. You don't have it.
The prosecution then took the floor once more, saying the jury has other evidence that supports all the testimony.
The trackers, the Brew and Q video, all of these things corroborate the testimony that you heard from Ms. Crabtree,
as well as forensic evidence linking Gutierrez to Taylor's home. And now it's up to jurors to decide which side's case is stronger. The other 2 involved in this are 22-year-old Mercedes Crabtree, who is serving a life sentence after pleading guilty to participating in the murder last year, and 24-year-old AJ Scott Nelson is scheduled to go to trial in September. Live in the studio, Na Wynn, KZI 9 News.